Can they hear us at all? It's all good.
Thank you for following. Thank you for following.
Yay, it finally worked. My my stream, my scene switched automatically that time. Didn't have to punch any buttons. So yay, it worked. Um, Welcome to the podcast today. Happy Raptor, thank you so much for that follow. Alt Lobster, thank you so much. Yeah, got it figured out, Uni. Thank you. Today, my next guest is one of my favorite people on Twitch. She was the second person I ever followed and ever subscribed to on Twitch after my son, of course. My son, you can blame my son for being here. Um, it is so great to have her here. Some of you have seen her, some of you know what her channel is about, but let's get a little preview, okay? Let's try to see what happens. Uh, yeah.
Scotland! 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 Forever! Right. I'm ready for you this time. Yes, I'm really ready. No, I'm not ready. He's my baby, I love him so much. He's better than any human baby, that's for sure. Woo!
Okay, I'll stop now. Ruined.
Um, yeah, so that's Casual Lobster. She is a Scottish variety streamer. Uh, if you go, she is probably the most professional streamer I have ever met. She focuses on her chat. She makes her all of her everyone that comes across her welcome in her channel. So please help me welcome her to this channel, Casual Lobster. Hello. Yeah, you're there.
I can't hear you. You've disappeared from me.
I've disappeared. Oh no. Wait. What did I do? What happened? Did I close it? I closed it, didn't I? Oh man. Hang on. How's that? Can you hear me now? Better? Can you hear me now? No. What happened? Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Did we
Got
get
it
back?
working.
We got it working. Okay, good deal. Um, can you
Hello,
hear her?
everybody.
You can now. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I accidentally closed something I shouldn't have. That's you know, that's what happens when you're
It
not a
happens.
professional streamer. Ah, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Happy, for letting me know that you can hear now. Guest Star is an amazing piece of a technology. You can use your browser to get a person on a chat with you, and it's so much better for me than Dixper was on the Discord. Um, it's really easy to set up, and I think my guests appreciate it. I haven't used what were you talking about earlier?
Video Ninja.
Video Ninja. I have not used that. I don't know how easy or hard it is to set up. Um, wait, you're not following?
Thank you for following.
Machu.
Hi, Chinook.
Shocking.
Mr. Jim twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, you're doing fantastic, though. You look phenomenal. You keep doing what you're doing because you look awesome, and I'm in amazement of you. I wish I could do that. I used to go to the gym, but not anymore. My body just can't do it. So, uh, now, would you please explain or kind of tell people a little bit about yourself when you're not streaming?
When I'm not streaming, oh gosh, I am pretty much doing what I'm doing when I'm on stream, which is playing games. It doesn't stop. It really doesn't stop. It's usually just a different game. But no, so I work part-time. I work as my title is optical assistant
Mhm.
for a local opticians, but it basically is a fancy name for receptionist.
Okay.
Um, it was a job that I got during lockdown. So I had lost my job that I had just got at the beginning of the COVID pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And then this job came along like 6 months later in the November, and it came along, and my sister actually works there. She actually works for the company as HR, and she was like, "Look, this job's coming. You should totally apply for it." And I was actually really hesitant at first because it was part time, and I'd only ever worked full time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Oh, I need something because I haven't had something for so long." And it's great. It pays the bills. I don't have to go to work as much, and I get to still stream as well, which is really nice. Um, Apart from part-time work, yeah, playing games, watching anime. If I'm not watching anime, it's playing games or movies or Netflix. I love a crime documentary. I absolutely loved like things like Unsolved Mysteries, that kind of thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, just honestly, much and such the same that you see on stream.
Nice. My wife Uni underscore 285. She oh, Uni, remind me, what's that show you watch all the time, every day? What is
Every
that?
day.
Oh yeah, every day. Well, not every day. But she. I want to say it's Criminal Minds. Criminal Minds.
Oh, I have
She.
not watched Criminal Minds.
She is so into those, and I swear to you, she's watching them so she can know how to hide my body.
Yes,
Law and Order,
yes,
SUV, yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. That's the thing. All women love a good crime-related thing. We know how to do it, so
Yes.
don't do anything to piss us off.
Don't make her mad because I'll end up disappearing and she will just go on.
Yep, exactly,
Uh,
exactly. I don't know what happened.
Shh. So, how did you get your start with streaming? How did that come about?
I'd kind of dabbled in it a little bit, and when I say dabbled, it was like the direct from console style streaming
Hmm.
in 2015 when I was playing Destiny. So
Oh,
I
wow.
really loved Destiny. Like it was my life for about 2.5 years.
Hmm.
I was really, really into it, and I kind of wanted to stream. I kind of liked the idea of it. So I kind of done it a couple of times just straight from console, and there was no camera, there was like barely a mic. It wasn't great. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. Didn't really give it
Right.
my all, and that was that. And that is actually now my alt account that I use as Alt Lobster. That is me. That is that original account.
Hmm.
And then I kind of got the bug for it again during lockdown. And it actually came about when I was watching the PlayStation event in the June of 2020,
Hmm.
and I watched my favorite YouTuber, Jesse Cox. He streamed him and another famous YouTuber called Dodger or Dex Bonus. They were together on his stream reacting to the PlayStation event, which is basically like E3, but it was just the PlayStation one.
Hmm.
And I remember sitting there thinking, I would absolutely love to be able to watch things like this and be able to speak to someone and discuss that kind of thing that I enjoy with someone like what they can do.
Right.
Um, and then that same summer, I went and stayed with my mum for a while, and my friend from school featured on her boyfriend's Twitch.
Hmm.
And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's so cool seeing her on Twitch. And then I saw Wookie on Twitch as well that same summer. And Wookie has been an IRL friend of mine since 2010,
Oh, wow.
from way, way back when. I've known Wookie for a long, long time. And I remember seeing them both. And it was more so my friend Lisa, when I saw her, especially as a girl, I was like, if she can be on there and have such a good time, I think I might like to give it a go. So I
Yeah.
really, really like, I did it again. I did the console straight from console style streaming. And then it just kind of progressed from there. And I'm so glad that I did. So glad.
Me too. And I'm sure your community is too. Um, you
I'm so
have so happy you
oh,
started yeah, absolutely, Ginook. I totally agree. You have one of the most supportive communities I've ever seen on Twitch. Your people just absolutely adore you, and you adore them, and you all just spend time together and everything. Um, how fast did your community come together like that?
the community that I have today on Twitch, the people that hang around on my Twitch today are not the same people, are not all the same people who were there at the beginning.
Right?
Communities, they change and they evolve, they're forever. They're always, always changing. You will get some people who will still be there from the start. You will get some new people or people that have just come and go. But generally speaking, the people that were there at the start aren't typically the ones that you'll find there today.
Hmm.
But like the core, like my what I now like to call my best friends, who all just so happen to be from Ireland.
Hmm.
They all of them seem to be from Ireland. Um, it was it was almost as like they knew that I was in a really bad time in my life, and they just all reached out their hand to me and were like, "Come join us," and they haven't let go since. That's what it felt
That's
like to
awesome.
me. It was like
Well,
someone reached out their hands to me and were like, "You're okay. Come with us."
yeah, I don't want to say that people from Ireland are the best people, but they kind of are, don't they?
I actually put a fellow Scot down in my own chat a couple of weeks ago. They came in and were like, "Nah, Scotland are better," and I was like, "Actually, I'll actually say that they're not." So I had like maybe one or two Scots that'll come in, but I have like half of Dublin in my chat.
Yeah, you really are really good. People from Ireland are a phenomenal group of people. I haven't met a bad
Amazing.
Irishman yet, or an Irish person yet. Not one. Not a single one.
Not one.
How did you choose your name?
So that's easy. So I wanted something that wasn't my own name. And this guy who hangs out on my headset, he has been on my headset since back in my Destiny days. So
Hmm.
this is Casual Lobster. His name is Casual Lobster. And I actually have the Facebook post saved on my phone from where it originated. So the name Casual Lobster came from when I was driving my now ex-boyfriend and some random guys that he knew. They needed to get from their house and into town, and I was driving, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine. That's no problem at all. I'll do that." And I had him and a bunch of other cuddlies on the dash of my car.
Hmm.
And one of the guys took a fascination to them and called this one Casual Lobster. And it was just really funny the way that he said it, and his name stuck. But when I got rid of my car, they had to come inside. And I was like, oh, he can just hang out on my headset. That way he's always with me because he has little magnets in his claws.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, if he's going to be there featuring, I might as well call the channel after him. And that way it's not my name because he'll always be there, but it's not my name, which I
Right.
didn't want. I don't mind people knowing my first name.
Yeah, you have it in your about
Yeah.
on your page. I don't. I know you're a Jess, but
Mhm.
I can't bring myself to call you that. I don't know why. It's just it has to be Lob or something similar to that. I just
Mhm.
I don't know what it is. When I'm on Twitch, I cannot call people by their real name. Now, when I'm in
Mhm.
Discord or something like that, it's a whole different thing.
Mhm.
But here on Twitch, I just it just feels funny to me to call somebody by their real name. It's just
Yeah.
odd.
That's with like us as well. I think like we'll sometimes slip and call each other like they're by their real name. In particular, Solar. Like if anybody calls Solar by his real first name, we're all a bit like, wait, what did we just say? Why did we say that? It just sounds so
Did
weird.
that just come out of my mouth?
Yeah.
Thank you, Kern, so much for coming in. Yes, I did change my name. Had to because of the podcast. Um, this Casual Lobster that's on your headset, that's the
Mhm.
original.
He is the original. I got him from Atlantis, which is the hotel resort in Dubai
Hmm.
in 2006 or 7 because my dad used to live there for work.
Hmm.
And I got him there. I remember getting him. I think it was one of the times I went with my mom or sister, and I was like, "Oh, he's really cute." And I've just had him ever since, and he's always been around somewhere.
Yeah. So okay. So not a lot of my viewers don't know that you spent a lot of time overseas. Oh,
Yes,
well, overseas compared to you. Um, you went to school in Egypt,
yes.
and
So
how?
I'm originally from Scotland.
Hmm.
I was born on the west coast, and then when I was about 1 years old, we moved up here where I now stay in Aberdeen, um, for my dad's work because my dad works in oil. And then when I was 9 years old, he got a job in Egypt in Cairo,
Hmm.
so we moved out to Cairo for 5 years. So from when I was 9 to 14, so from 2000 to 2005, I lived in Cairo.
Nice.
Mm.
So, are you still experiencing some cultural differences that you?
Definitely. I feel like I wouldn't be the person I am today, and I don't think I would be as accepting and open and understanding as a person if I did not experience being in a different culture.
Okay.
So, like a lot of the things that I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding and they're ignorant, not because for any negative reason, but because they haven't experienced a lot of the culture outside of where they live and grow up.
Right.
So I'm very thankful for that I was able to experience it. Um, it's very, it can be very annoying and a little bit frustrating sometimes when you get people on this side of the world that will look at that side of the world and be like
Yeah,
negative things, and I'm like, no, 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 you're misunderstanding. It's just a misunderstanding.
yeah.
Um,
It
but
comes from
it's
a
also
place of
very
ignorance.
ignorance. But I don't think it's like an intended ignorance. It's
Right.
just a case of they've just not had been able to experience or had that given to them or shown to them,
Exactly.
which is no one's fault. It's no one's fault. But
Yeah.
at the same time as well, it's very eye opening to see how mistreated some people are, especially female,
Hmm.
in that side of the world as well.
Yeah.
It's very eye opening, but it was a very good experience. I did not enjoy living in Egypt, but I don't regret it either.
Oh, nice. Okay, so the experiences were educational and formative for you,
Yes,
and pretty much a benefit.
100%.
Yeah. Um, how did you learn about your streaming? The equipment to use, the process. How did that come around?
So a lot of it was just YouTube, like looking on YouTube, looking up online, trying to see like what people used, what was the best to use. The first thing I ever used was Twitch has its own streaming studio
Hmm.
called like Twitch Studio. That
Yes.
was the first thing I used after streaming on console. Like when I got the laptop, that was the thing I used, which is extremely basic,
Hmm.
but it is a nice place to start. It is a nice place to start. But mostly it was just looking up on YouTube. And then when I got to know some people as well, it's kind of reaching out to them, particularly Wookie. Wookie is a lifesaver. Wookie is the man.
Hmm.
He knows everything about everything. He is the best person to go. He is a genius.
Yeah.
So YouTube and Wookie, basically.
Yeah. Um, there was another resource from your community that I came across that was beneficial to me because he helped me in some of my issues. Was Ion Nuke.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's brilliant in and of himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got several great resources in your community.
Many, there are so many incredibly talented and intelligent individuals that like they know things and it's like, how do you know these things? How do you know?
Yeah.
I would never.
Now, has streaming taught you, say, you go looking for a new piece of equipment for your computer or
Mhm.
anything, has it taught you what to look for and to bypass all the basic stuff and go for, say, mid-range or more expensive?
Kind of. I still would always go to someone, particularly like Wookie,
Hmm.
and be like, what do you think? This is what I would be looking for. What do you recommend? So it's definitely a case of like, don't just jump in because like all the top streamers are buying this and it costs so much money, because you'll find that a lot of these things are more expensive for whatever reason, like they're being endorsed by these big named people. Whereas you
Brand.
can find
Yeah.
something that will do just fine for a lot less. Like
Right.
the mic I had before this was £30 and it was great.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. You don't need the top of the range, the super duper stuff that all the top of the range streamers are using. You don't need it.
Right.
It's nice, but you don't need it.
Yeah. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there that tell you or show you how to make a $30 mic.
Mm-hmm.
This is a $30 mic, and you can make it
Mm-hmm.
sound so much better than a $30 mic.
Yeah,
The information's out there. You just got to go look for it. Uh,
exactly.
yeah. So, what's your favorite part about streaming?
Oh, definitely the people I've met. 100% the people I've met. 100%. I've met so many amazing, wonderful characters, just people that I didn't think existed for the longest time. I was getting myself into a state where I was like, I felt like such like an outcast. I felt so isolated because I was the only one that felt the way that I did in the area that I am. And then
Hmm.
when I came on and found out there's people just like me everywhere, I was delighted. I was
Yeah.
absolutely delighted. So definitely the people,
Mm,
100% the people I've met.
absolutely. How do you feel? What do you feel about What's the worst part about streaming?
The worst part about streaming, I wouldn't even give the one or two people that come in and try and make everyone's day like ruined by saying mean things in chat. I wouldn't even give them that top spot. I think
Mhm.
the worst part about streaming is not being able to do it more. Not being
That's
able to do it more. I would
that's
love to do it more.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, because I'm to where I want to do the podcast more days a week, but if I do, then I can't spend the time to make the promos and to put them on
Hmm.
on to YouTube. So yeah, I get that. You want to spend more time on it, but at the same time, there's other priorities.
Too many other priorities, unfortunately.
Yeah. Um, Before we go any further, I wanted to ask you, how's your
Mhm.
mom doing?
My mum is great. She is doing fantastic. She was moaning about how cold it was and miserable today, and she was just like, "Oh well, I guess I get to stay inside." And I was like, "Yeah, just stay inside." But she's doing great. I'm looking forward to going down to Christmas and spending Christmas with my family. She's doing
Nice.
good.
That's
She's
uh,
good. She's our normal self.
yeah, I love it when she comes into your channel, and it's it's just so precious to see her come in there and support you. I love that.
I love it too. I love it too. She said to me one time, I think it was when I was down at the beginning of the year when I was down seeing her. She was like, "I like to pop in, and if you see my name in your chat, it usually means that I miss you and I just want to see your face." And I was just like, "Oh,
Yep.
don't do that. You make me cry."
Yeah.
Because I
So,
don't get to see her very often. I maybe only get to see her 2 or 3 times a year.
oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's
sucks.
tough, but
Yeah. Now, does
we
she,
make it work.
I'm guessing she lives far away from you then.
Yeah, so literally opposite ends of
Oh,
the
wow.
country. So I live up in the northeast of Scotland. So if you look at Scotland and it's got like that top bit and then it's got like another bit that comes out,
Hmm.
I'm like at the top corner of the northeast of that second bit that comes down.
Yeah.
Whereas she is right down on the southwest coast off on an island off the west coast.
Can, can you teach her to stream?
Oh God, no. Absolutely not.
Uh,
She no. She can barely look through her emails on her iPad. Oh.
what's your strategy to get your channel out in front of everybody? Do you have one?
No.
No?
I always see like people being like I take time to make like creative strategies and I work out what I should do and all that kind of stuff. I literally just am working through my backlog.
Hmm.
I have my like I'll make a post on Twitter when I'm live. I'll make my post on Discord and I'll put up on my Instagram story, which I don't think anyone comes from my Instagram, but I still put it there. But I don't have a strategy per se. I literally just come on, and if people show up, that's great. But if they don't, that's also fine.
Yeah.
I understand that when I stream is a difficult time for a lot of people because it's during the day for this time zone. Um, yeah, Happy does try and push me. Happy is like, make more content on other platforms, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. I try. Like, I'll get the TikTok bug every so often, and I'll be like, but I don't make TikToks to try and get specifically viewers to my Twitch. I make TikToks because I want to actually grow maybe the TikTok, but then I'm like, oh, it's too much. It's it might be too much. Happy's also like, do the YouTube as well, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just don't know. The only mean comment I've had on any of my content is on my YouTube, and it was someone saying that I wasn't Scottish. And I was like, well, I am. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. You know.
Yeah, pretty much. But I
Now,
don't have a strategy. I just go on.
yeah, and that's what a lot of people do. They just hit that go live button, and if people come in, great. If not, nothing
Yeah,
lost because you're already playing the game anyway. Then tell me what I am. What?
exactly. Yeah. What am I supposed to be then? It was
Yeah.
so funny because the person's name, it was on YouTube. The person's name was an Irish last name, and they were trying to say that they were Scottish, and I felt like being like, well,
All right, we've got an ad coming up shortly, so please take this opportunity to go grab you a drink, grab you a bite to eat, stretch your legs, go to the restroom, whatever you need to do, and we will be back in about roughly 3 minutes. We are back with Casual Lobster. The ad's going to play for another 15, maybe 10 seconds left. Um, you mentioned, well, we mentioned that you're Scottish, but whenever somebody comes back or somebody comes into your channel, you didn't miss a thing, Matt. You didn't miss a thing. Um, when people come to your channels, sometimes they have a kind of a, hey, do I detect an accent?
Yeah.
Um, do you get that a lot?
Not really. Like, there only recently have I actually had more Scottish people coming into my stream.
Mhm.
And before it was like Wookiee. That was it. There was Wookiee and maybe like a couple of others, but like only recently I've gotten a few more. But it's usually just like I don't know. Scottish people actually show very little interest in each other.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre because everyone says that Scottish people are really friendly, and it's like it seems to be like we're only friendly to other people, not to each
Yeah.
other.
Well, do you have other Scottish people that tell you you don't have a Scottish accent?
Yes. Oh yeah,
Really?
all the time, all the time. I don't. I have a very soft, very like diluted Scottish accent.
Yeah.
It's very weird as well because where I live in Scotland versus where I'm originally from and how my mum sounds are completely different.
Them R's though.
Them R's, yeah. Matt and Happy and Solar actually they always get me to say things that have R's and to make me roll my R's. Silly buggers.
That- let's see. Where have you gotten your ideas for your sound alerts and channel points?
Mostly like my alerts, like my follow alert and things like that,
Hmm.
I really tried to tailor a lot more to like this is him.
Hmm.
Like the channel's named after him. So I put on that voice changer and I made it look as if he was speaking so that like every time you see like a here like a follow or a subscribe or anything like that, that's him.
Hmm.
And then anything else, like any of the fun sound alerts or things, are mostly things that I hear on other people's channel that I think, oh, that's really funny. Or one new one is if you've ever heard of Uncle Roger, the comedian. He is a man of Chinese origin, and
Okay.
he puts on a persona called Uncle Roger, and he basically does YouTube videos reacting to people making Chinese meals and them doing it badly. And there's a bit in a video that my sister sent me where he went lobster hiya, and I was like, I need to clip that and put that on my channel. That was perfect. Wait, we talking R's or arse? Arse.
Oh, that's fantastic. Um, what's your favorite thing to stream? Games? Do you like to do the D&D? What's your favorite thing that you like to do?
Oh, that's so tough. Oh, that's so tough. Uh, I think I absolutely love D&D. I love D&D so much. I know the D&D is not on my channel, but I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's just one of the best things to have come into my life. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love everything else I do. Games can vary. Some games I'll enjoy playing and streaming more than others. What I'm playing just now, like Bloodborne, the Souls series, is very fun to stream
Hmm.
because the community in Souls are very nice. And
Yeah.
other things, not so much.
What's the type of game you have the most fun playing? The like right now you're playing the Bloodborne, and you've played Phasmo, and you've played. Have you played Sea of Thieves? I don't know that you have. I don't.
No,
Okay.
no, I've not played Sea of Thieves.
What's the type of game that you find the most fun to play?
I really did enjoy playing Phasmo when we played Phasmo. It was incredibly fun. It was so fun. Um, especially with like Matt and with yourself, and when it was it was like I was actually getting to know a lot more of my community members, and I've able to
Hi,
gotten to
Callie.
know them more since.
Hmm.
And it was so good. I remember being in tears laughing at some of the antics that me and Matt got up to in Phasmo.
Matt was
Phasmo's very
fantastic in
special.
Phasmo. Yeah.
Yes, it's very special. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm probably gonna say Phasmo was probably one of my favorite games to stream.
what? Matt would come
It
up with
was.
something like, he was the mayor of Browntown.
Oh God. That was purely from a slip of the tongue. Like it because one of the maps was Brownstone High
Hmm.
School. And
Yes.
he accidentally called it Browntown, and we were all like, "Ha, that's hilarious!" So it
Okay,
just stuck.
that's a random, so don't pay attention to that. Matt was so funny in Phasma, and I think that's what um I first started watching you play when I first started following you, and you and your community was
Mhm.
just so funny. So it was just it sent me to a place that didn't even have to think about anything else. So
Mhm.
you guys were hilarious together, and I loved watching y'all.
I loved it.
Is there anybody out there in the streaming communities that could come into your chat or raid your channel that would just absolutely cause you to become starstruck?
In my community specifically, or
Mm,
just anyone on
just
Twitch?
anyone on Twitch.
Oh my God. If my favorite YouTuber raided me, Jesse Cox, who I actually mentioned earlier, he was one of my inspirations. If he raided me, I would cry. I would cry so much. I love him. I love him so much. He actually does raid random people. So he plays a lot of Final Fantasy 14.
Hmm.
He's a really big member of the Final Fantasy 14 community. And he will raid into other people playing the game, and he'll sometimes have like a couple of thousand people watching him. So
Oh my God.
that number as well, that number would be so scary. But yeah, Jesse Cox, I love him. I absolutely adore him. He's wonderful.
That's fantastic. Um, what's your best memory of streaming so far? I would freeze so
My
much of
best
that number.
memory.
Absolutely, Callie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like 2,000 people all of a sudden in your chat looking at you. Ooh. It's bad enough when you get like double digits, like even if you get like 10 or
Yeah.
20 or whatever, you're just like all of a sudden so many more people. My favorite moment. Oh,
Well, your best memory.
my 30th birthday. My 30th birthday
Oh
stream.
yeah.
100% my 30th birthday stream. That was the best birthday ever. And everyone's like, "Oh, weren't you sad that you celebrated a big birthday in lockdown?" And I'm like, "No, it was one of my favorite birthdays ever. It was so good."
Yeah. I watched that stream and seeing all the people send their tributes to you, and that was just phenomenal.
I watch that video every now and then. Anytime I'm feeling maybe a little bit down about myself or anything like that, or I'm just feeling a little bit down in general, I'll go and I'll actually watch that video.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
Makes me cry every time though.
I've seen this guy in your on your channel trailer. I think when you take a break and the videos start playing, there's
Mhm.
a there's a there's one that starts wrestling a pillow, starts elbowing a pillow. Who is
Yes.
that?
That's Dandelion. So, Dandelion is very special because he was the first of the Irish community that I was introduced to. That's Dandy. So we all
Okay,
call him Dandy, and it's DX because someone already had the DA
right.
for Dandelion, DX Dandelion. He doesn't stream as much anymore because he moved away and he's like kind of in between places and stuff like that. And then he
Hmm.
had taken on like a job that was lots of hours and stuff like that. But he was the first of the Irish community that I got introduced to. And the reason he's wrestling his bedding is because anytime we would all go on like our big Discord chats or whatever, his bed would never be made. And I'd be like, "Oh my God, Randy, your bed's not made in the background." And yeah, I would give him a hard time about it. And that's why he wrestled his bed sheet.
That's funny. Uh, so I'm sure there's. Uh, good night, Wolf. Have a great evening. Um, I'm sure that there are times when you honestly don't feel like your stream will be worth watching or something. Because I do, but
Mm-mm.
maybe you do it anyway. What's
Mhm.
your motivation to do that? What's your motivation to go ahead and stream when you don't feel like doing it?
I just remember all the amazing people that I've met so far and all the amazing moments. Like I have a terrible FOMO, and FOMO stands for fear of missing out. Like I have that terrible. Like if I'm not there or somewhere where things are happening, I'm like I'm gonna miss out on something really funny. And I feel like that a lot with streaming. I feel like if I don't stream, something amazing could happen,
Yeah.
or like some new amazing person could come in that I might miss if I don't stream today. So I try and think of it that way. Like if I don't stream, I might miss something that might turn out to be amazing. Like actually actually one of the streams I nearly didn't do and I'm really glad that I did was last year in December. I was streaming The Last Guardian, which was the little boy that was playing with like the really big Trico, the really big dog thing.
Yes.
When the purple burglar alarm guy came in.
Yeah.
When that, but it wasn't him that came in, it was the fairy mod mother on Twitch.
Hmm.
So I didn't actually want to stream that day for whatever reason, but I was like, oh, I might as well. And the fairy mod mother came in, and it's basically Twitch, and Twitch will just come along as this account and will dump a huge amount of bits on you. So something like 50,000 bits. And
Holy
I
smokes.
remember I seen the name pop up, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I wonder what's going to happen here. And then boom, 50,000 bits. And I remember just lost my mind. I think I spent the rest of that stream crying. Typical.
Well, that
I
that
was
is
so overcome.
that is definitely one of the times you're happy that you didn't say no.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But yeah, FOMO is the big reason to keep me going.
That's phenomenal. Um, do you like to play scary games at all, or if you do, what's the scariest game you've ever played?
I love playing scary games. Like I'm a little bit of a sadist. I love I love being scared. Like in person, like the most you'll get is probably a jump or a little bit of a scream. I'm not quite happy level of fear. Like the best person, if you want scared, is happy to watch. But I'll maybe jump and I'll be like, ha ha ha. And then later on I'll go to bed in the dark and I'll be like, oh my god, there's something in the dark. There's something there. But the scariest game I've ever played, and I didn't get to stream this, I so wish I could have, is PT. And PT was a demo that was released by Konami for the upcoming Silent Hills game made by Hideo Kojima.
Okay.
And it was released on PlayStation. It was not announced. It was just all of a sudden the demo appeared on the PlayStation Store back in like 2015, 2016.
Hmm.
And it was the most terrifying game I think I'll ever play. Like the atmosphere in PT was insane. It was so scary. And then because of a lot of issues between the company and Hideo Kojima, the the demo got pulled off of the store.
Oh,
It got pulled off, and you can't play it anymore. You can't download it anymore, which is really sad because I would love to stream. I would love to get happy to stream that. That would be fantastic. That'd be so good.
it's sad that some of those games that happens that way, but it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Nope.
Nope. Not gonna happen, huh, Rafty? Um, do you think you'll still be streaming in say 5, maybe even 10 years down the road?
Oh, I'd like to think that I would be, but I think with COVID, do you ever get those questions when you went for a job interview where it's like, where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years or whatever, and you're like, gosh, I hope at this company, like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Now I'm like, you just don't know what's going to happen
right.
like next year because COVID came along. No one expected that. So I would very much like to be, only if it's in a good place where I am happy and healthy, and it's not in a bad way. Because I feel a lot of people get to a point in their streaming career where they're just doing it because that's what they've been doing.
Yeah,
So I hope so, but in a good and healthy way.
that's good. COVID was really good. I mean, really bad, but it was really good in some aspects as well. It was
Mhm.
it was such a boon for Twitch and YouTube
Mhm.
and those places that you could go and get engagement another place rather than social engagement out in the world. And
Mhm.
it was also one of those times when some people really found out that they could flourish as an introvert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, did you feel that same way? Were you more of an extrovert and then turned into an introvert because of COVID? And are you comfortable with that, or were you the exact opposite?
I've always been an introvert with a little tiny sprinkle of extrovert. Like I want to like bond with people, but I want to bond with my kind of people.
Yeah.
Like going to my work, for example, no one at my work really likes or does or understands what I do. So like I feel introverted with them.
Hmm.
Whereas with like those guys with like Happy and Matt and Solar and all of those guys, I feel extroverted with them. But I am classically an introvert. But I do like the company of the right kind of
Hmm.
people. But before COVID, I was extremely introverted. And then more so it got highlighted to me with that what I said earlier about me watching the PlayStation show with Jesse Cox.
Hmm.
I messaged the pretty much the only two friends I had in my life being like, "Oh wow, they've just said all of this blah blah blah," and both those people, one of them was just like, "Oh, PlayStation's crap" or something like that, and the other person just ignored me, and that's when I was like, I felt really alone and isolated and the most introverted.
Yeah.
So since streaming has exponentially benefited my confidence and has made me a lot more extroverted. But I am still an introvert. I still do like my own little bubble.
Yeah. Now, do you think that's because when people watch you stream and they come to know you as a person while you're streaming, all of a sudden now they have found their person and you have found your people? I think
Mhm.
streaming draws people together
Yes,
in that way.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I think Twitch is a very nice way to get to comfortably understand if that is the person that is your person. Because
Hmm.
you can just sit here, you could be quiet if you want to, or you can interact if you want to. You take time to get to know that person and evaluate if that is the right person for you. Like a lot of people will say, like, "Oh, I want to see if I vibe with this person."
Yes.
Like that's a big thing. Like vibing with someone, that's a really really big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Callie. An
Mm.
introverted extrovert.
Mhm.
I I don't know how to classify myself. I like to be out among people, but at the same time, I get great anxiety because of my deafness. I can't hear people, and
Oh.
I have, when I'm out in social gatherings, uh, I can't focus on all the conversations that are happening. And I'm fearful that I will have somebody having a conversation over here and including me, and then say, "What do you think?" And then I will miss the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Twitch and streaming and this podcast have helped me because I can focus on one person and I can watch,
Mhm.
you know, that. So I'm not really sure whether I'm more comfortable being an introvert, but I
Mhm.
can be an extrovert if called upon, I guess. Uh,
I think one of the terms that I learned recently was like everybody has a social battery.
hmm.
So everyone has a battery and it runs out after a while. And it's like, okay, I need to go to my own little personal bubble and just chill out there. I've used up all my social battery today. I
Yeah,
really like that terminology because I feel that's very true for people who are introverted, like myself and yourself.
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Sometimes my batteries run out and I need to recharge.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Don't talk to me for 12 hours.
Yep, I need to go and just rest. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Callie says, social battery and amount of spoons. There are a few different ways of saying it. Yeah,
Yes,
amount of
yes.
spoons. Yeah. I'm done
Good.
peopling today.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. I'm done. I'm done peopling. That's
Um,
usually like within the first half hour of work in
oh,
retail.
absolutely. Okay,
First
that
5 minutes.
you said that the people at work don't understand what you do. Um,
Mhm.
is there a part of your life where you're not going to reveal this aspect of your life because you know that they wouldn't get it? Or go ahead.
100% all the time. All the time. Like the guy that did my kitchen earlier, I let him in this morning and that was fine. And I came up here
Hi,
and I had my
B.
breakfast up here and I watched my anime and stuff and then I got ready. And then I went downstairs once I was ready and I said to him, I was like, I'm going upstairs to work. If you need anything, just let me know. I didn't tell him what I was doing. I don't think he would have cared either way. But I have an extreme anxiety about telling people about this part of my life. And I shouldn't because I love it and it's a very important, very big part of my life. But I feel like a lot of people who don't understand it and don't know about it have a very like negative judgment and like view of what it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, one individual at my workplace who isn't like a common person at my workplace, he's like almost like a substitute person. He'll come in if needed. I did reveal that this was what I'd done, and he said without a beat, without skipping a beat, was like, "Oh, are you one of those girls that sits there with the low cut tops on?" And I was just like, actually, no. I am always in a hoodie or something.
Yeah, you're on the
And he's
wrong
like,
side of
"What? Really?"
TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of people have that view of what we do
Yeah.
is that's the only thing you must do on there. And it's not. It's not. So I do have anxiety about telling people about this.
Yeah, and I will be the first to admit that I was wrong about it because my son used to play PlayStation games and he would have friends over and they would, I would like, "You're going to play with your friends?" He said, "Yeah." So, but they would sit there and just watch him play the game. And I didn't understand that. I said, "You're being rude. Get off of that and be with your friends or let them be on there with you." And he says, "No, they want to watch." And I didn't understand it.
Mhm.
And then he went to streaming. He was on Twitch when it was Justin TV
Mhm.
back in the day. So he's been streaming quite a long time. But I was asking him, I said, "How is this a thing? How do I was one of those that didn't understand, but now I get it."
Yeah. Yeah. I think you've
Yeah.
got to experience it. Like you actually have to experience it to fully understand it.
Yeah.
Looking on the outside in is not going to tell you about what about its potential and what you can really get out of it.
Yeah. Now, for somebody like you and others
Mhm.
who are younger than myself, it's not that big of a deal when you tell somebody. Now, if I tell somebody I'm streaming, they're like, "What?"
You always get the side eye look. You just get everyone's like, "You do what?" Yeah.
And I told my granddaughter that I was playing a game, and she was like,
Mhm.
"Old people are not supposed to play that."
I remember you came in when I was playing Fortnite, and you said that your
Yes.
granddaughter was like, "No, adults don't play Fortnite." And I
Yes.
was sitting there, I think I was playing with Matt at the time, and we were like, "Well, shit, we're doing it wrong."
Uh,
I always find it funny when kids say that because I remember being that kid.
hmm
I remember being like, "No, adults don't do that." And
Yeah.
now I'm an adult. I'm like, "Oh, they do."
Yeah, they do. I'm really surprised that this is a thing for me. I did not
Mhm.
expect when I asked my son about the processes and wanted to get to know all this stuff. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever expect that I would hit that go live button just because I'm playing a game. And I really expected my son and my stepdaughter. That was it. And
Mhm.
now here I am having a podcast in front of 12, 15 people or whatever, and it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Um, Twitch is just that way, and now I'm dad to everybody.
You are the Twitch dad. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Everybody knows when you say, "Oh, Twitch dad." I was like, "Oh, that's bad." Yep.
yep. I find it funny because a lot, respectively, of other generations are huge mobile gamers, yet it's almost like they don't realize. Yeah, yeah,
Candy Crush.
yeah. Dad has flourished so much. Super proud of him. Thank you, Uni.
Yes, absolutely.
I couldn't do it without your support. You came into my life at the right time because I just lost my dad. Yeah, Callie, I'm
Mm,
sorry. I'm glad I can help you with that. At least I hope I can.
mm.
Um, what's the worst mistake you've ever made while streaming?
Ooh, worst mistake? I don't know the worst one, but there have been a few times I did I did accidentally when I was with the Make This Epic D&D on the Wednesday, I gave away, like, I think it was actually like the street that Happy lives on, and I was
Oh
like,
no.
I was like, oh no, I've doxed him. But Happy was like, yeah, and he was like, gave the number and stuff. He was like, come on, round, show me what you got. I don't care. But I was like, oh no, I've just totally doxed him. So I will like sometimes maybe slip up, maybe give away like perhaps like a bit more closer where I live,
Yeah.
or maybe things like that. I'm really bad for that. But like apart from that, I don't touch wood. I don't think I've done like anything terrible. I've done the classic left stream running and went away
Hmm.
for a while, but like I have been very fortunate. Like this room is purely just for streaming and gaming, and it isn't like a lot of people stream for their from their bedrooms
Hmm.
where a lot of other things can happen in that bedroom. Like when you go for a shower and you come back, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not gonna say names or anything like that, but so I'm actually been lucky, but probably the accidental slip up of like maybe doxing someone is probably the
Okay.
worst thing I've done.
So B says not doing it full time.
Oh, well, we did touch that on that earlier. We did
Yeah.
touch on that. I would love to do it full time.
Hi, Matt. Um,
Hello.
yeah. So we've all made those itty bitty mistakes where we have missed a scene, and our chat has said, "Hey, scene." Callie has always had to tell me, "Hey, change your scene, bad."
Yeah, we all do it. We all do it. Or like, oh, we can't see the game, and I'm like, oh no, you missed this cool thing. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay. So we have another ad popping up here in a little bit. When we come back, I've got just another couple of questions, and then we're going to hit the lightning round. This is going to be
Oh,
the holiday edition. Um, Fortunately, Lobster has experienced Thanksgiving, so we're going to get Thanksgiving from her perspective.
yes.
I have no clear idea what you're talking about, Dad. Yeah, I know. We'll see you later. Come back after these ads, please. And we're back. Yeah, we did crash for a second there. My stream
Oh no.
disconnected, but it's now reconnected. So nobody missed anything. I hope everybody's back.
Refresh.
Yeah, refresh. Yeah, I don't know what that was. My OBS disconnected, but everything else stayed connected.
Do you stream with OBS Studios or Streamlabs OBS?
OBS. Yeah, it had a hiccup.
Just a little one.
Um,
Probably Twitch.
yeah, probably Twitch. Let's see. If it ever came
I'm
about,
echoing now.
yeah, a little bit. It's not bad. It's probably there may be a me? No, my things are muted, so it shouldn't be from my end. But do you think you'd ever apply for partner?
Oh gosh. I think if I got to that stage where I could comfortably, I would never, like a lot of people do a partner push
Mm-hmm.
where they're like close to meeting the requirements, which the biggest and the most difficult requirement is that 75 viewer average.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people will do a partner push. I would never do the push. I would always want it to just happen naturally.
Right.
So if it happened naturally and it felt right to do, then yes, I
Awesome. Awesome. I could see that. I could see you getting, because you said when you were like 600, you said I'll never get to 1,000.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I remember.
Hi,
Oh my
Nikki.
goodness.
How do you define success as a streamer?
I feel I am extremely successful already. Like I was 1,000 followers ago, 100%. I felt that I really found success probably when they asked me to join the D&D. I made a passing comment because it happened in Jolly's stream, because Jolly was kind of the one that kind of like started it all.
and
Mhm.
he was making his character or something in stream. And I remember making just a passing comment being like, "Oh, I'd love to try D&D." And Happy was like, "Message Lob right now and tell her to make a character and she's going to join." And I think that was when I kind of felt like, this is something like I have a channel that, and my stream is something that some people want me to join something as big as this, as big and important as what was to them.
Yeah.
They want me to get in on it. And that's when I kind of felt like, okay, this is starting to be something here.
Have we got ads going on? Are people seeing ads?
Yes.
Oh crap. Yeah, you have a brand enough that people recognize you. Yeah, I agree with that, Kelly. So we got about, I think it says about 30 seconds left in the ads, I think. So we're gonna try not to mess people up.
No worries.
Um,
Because the stream dropped, it's knocked your timer.
yeah, it has. Probably because you restarted. Yeah, I'm sure it's Twitch, me and Twitch. And I apologize for that. It's not my problem, but yeah, we,
Not your fault.
yeah,
It's always Twitch.
yeah,
Damn it, Twitch.
yeah. I I don't like the ads, but I'm glad that I have them because then it gives people a chance to, take a break. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, technically I'm 4 minutes into stream. Well, we'll fix that. Um, Fortunately, I'm recording this, so when it comes out on YouTube, it'll all be like,
YouTube will be clean and super professional.
yeah, well, mm,
It will. It will.
okay, let's get to the lightning round, the this or that questions. Like I said, these are
Okie
going to
dokie.
be different from my previous ones because these are going to be holiday edition. Would you rather be watching football or holiday shopping?
Oh, shopping. I can't stand football. I'm sorry, American, like sports in general, but American football just, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all.
So
I don't
for
like shopping either, though.
yeah, do I? I don't like peopling either. Okay, for you, this would probably be more Christmas time, I guess. Um, would you rather have a midday meal or the dinner time meal?
Dinner time.
Okay. Hot chocolate or hot tea?
Hot chocolate.
Um, Turkey or ham or something other?
Ham.
Okay. Sunday best or comfy clothes?
Comfy. Every day.
Every time, yeah.
Yep.
Um, homemade food or restaurant?
Homemade.
Okay, now stuffing or dressing?
Stuffing.
Okay. And pumpkin pie or pecan pie? Or
Pumpkin pie.
pecan pie, however you pronounce it.
I love pumpkin pie. I've not had pumpkin pie in years, and I keep telling Jolly, because Jolly's actually over in America just now. I'm like, make sure you try pumpkin pie. It's so good.
Okay, so is that not a thing where in the UK
No,
or in the EU at all?
I don't know about the EU because we differ so much. But pumpkin, even pecan pie, nope,
Really? Okay, so
nope.
what do y'all have for the dessert for your holidays?
So for us, like our Thanksgiving is basically Christmas. The classic Christmas pudding is it's just called a Christmas pudding, and it's basically like a fruit cake with, I think it's brandy. It's one of the, have you ever seen the
Oh,
what is set on fire and it's
mm-hmm.
got like fire around it? Yeah,
Yeah.
which is awful. I hate it. It's disgusting.
Hi,
I don't like
butterfly.
it at all. I don't like it.
Okay.
So we always try and find alternatives that we like, or we'll make whatever we like.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. I didn't realize that pumpkin pie was not a thing elsewhere, or
Nope,
pecan pie for that
sadly
matter.
not.
The thing is, I love pumpkin pie and Cool Whip for a
Mm.
topping. My issue is that when I was a child, we had a pecan pie tree I mean, a pecan tree in our yard. So whenever I got in trouble, my punishment was I had to pick up the pecans.
Oh, okay.
I learned
Oh
to
no.
hate pecans.
Oh,
Yeah, I
a
want to.
pecan pie tree would be good though.
Yeah, that would be picking that sucker all day long.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing is I'd like for you to say something positive about yourself.
Oh no, about myself. Uh, I'm really happy with the person that I am today, in that I have become a much happier, a much more confident and comfortable person with who I am. And that is all thanks to a lot of the people that I now surround myself with. But I am now happy and content with who I am, and I'm grateful for that.
Nice.
But it is mostly because of the people that I now surround myself with. They've helped me to get there.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. The people that you surround yourself with are more benefit to you than than we realize ourselves. Um, and many times when we think we're going through stuff alone, we're really not.
No, exactly. We're really not. They're all there. They're all there waiting
Yeah.
somewhere.
I am so sorry to my chat for my disconnect. That was obviously Twitch. I'm glad that some of you came back. We are at the end of the podcast with Casual Lobster. It has been such an honor and a very welcome treat to have you on.
It's been amazing. It's been so good. Thank you so much for having me. It's been really good.
Oh, you're quite welcome. I'm glad you agreed to do this. Do you have someone that you would like to raid?
Hmm.
Ryan, I'm sorry you
Just
missed it.
just do a refresh in case, because there's some times where someone will come on just as I'm looking, but it sometimes Twitch doesn't update.
Right.
Um, yes, I do have someone.
Okay.
Do have someone, and I'll put their name in the chat for you.
All right.
This person is very nice. They're a very, very nice person. Dagum. They are currently playing the new Pokemon, so they're one of the people that are getting to enjoy the new Pokemon game that's just come out. But they're really, really nice. They always dip in and say something nice, and they always have something nice to say about you as well when you go into their stream. They're really nice, quite chill person. And I believe they used to be a speedrunner as well, which is really cool.
Okay, cool.
So
Let me
they're really nice, really, really nice person.
let me go over here. See, okay. Gotta make sure I follow them. Okay, yeah. Pokemon Scarlet Violet. It
Hmm.
nice. Okay, we're gonna go raid Dagum. Please make yourselves known over there. The raid message will pop up in just a few seconds. Like I always say at the end of my streams, um, smile like you have something to hide.
Oh,
So, thank you for popping in, everyone. We will see you next time on the podcast when my guest will be. Let's see who we have next. It's going to be Tazy Kraler, who is a new affiliate, and I wanted to get someone
oh,
who just got affiliate. I wanted to get their perspective on everything. So, join us on the 29th. It's a Tuesday, and it is at 1 p.m. Central Time.
it was good seeing you all too. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much for coming in and taking the time to watch the podcast. Come back again to visit. We'll see you guys later. Love you all. Casual Lobster, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Smile, though your heart is aching.